I also wanted to talk about this Jubilee. I couldn't call it debate because this Jubilee-style thing is just clickbait shit. It's not debate. But Jubilee invited Jordan Peterson for an atheist versus Christian debate. And, you know, when I saw the title, immediately saw that, oh man, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Blood is going to flow, and that blood is going to be Jordan Peterson's. Because if you actually follow Jordan Peterson's work, if you actually follow what the man is talking about and how he believes, the guy is not a Christian. And yeah, he himself is going to, he says a lot of times that he's a Christian and he has faith and such. Yeah, sure. But if you actually listen to him, if you actually listen to what he says, he's, yeah, if he would say the same things in the Middle Ages, the Inquisition would burn him alive. Okay, so yeah, it's not a joke. For him, God is pretty much a metaphor. For him, the biblical stories are just archetypical stories which you can get a lot of knowledge from, a lot of inspiration, but otherwise they are just stories. They're not really real. What confuses a lot of people, and that's why he is not really public and not really open about this, that he is actually really heavily relying on religious iconography, especially on Christian iconography. So when he describes something, when he is trying to talk about absolutes, you know, the absolute good, the absolute evil, the perfect happiness, the perfect suffering. He's talking with these religious terms like heaven, hell, God, as such. And yeah, it makes sense. So I'm not arguing with that. So that he's quite intelligent man, and his worldview is heavily reliant on Jungian psychology and also Russian philosophy, especially Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, and other writers than that. And this worldview is a really interesting mix of different philosophies and different ideologies. And the combination of those are this deistic, how's this called, natural science, you know, when you believe that existence itself is God, you know, that nature is God, that the laws of the universe is God. So God is not necessarily a person in the sky, it's not necessarily a man who you're praying for. It's more like the entire reality or other abstract form of gods like consciousness or will or, you know, just happiness and love and such. So yeah, it's a really abstract and really hard to describe form of God, which is not really the Christian God. So yeah, he actually believes that in a really abstract form of deistic God, but since he really heavily reliant on Christian iconography, that is why he poses as a Christian in many situations. But yeah, of course, I don't know what is in his head, so I cannot say whether or not he actually a true believer or not. But from the interviews and from the discussions I saw with him, he's just reliant on religious iconography, especially Christian iconography. But whenever he talks about, you know, religious faith, he actually a deist. He's not really talking in the same way as any other Christian would. Now, that in itself is not a problem. You know, he can have whatever worldview what he wants to. For some reason, a lot of people started to believe about him that he is this new icon of American Christianity. And the reason for that was that since he called himself a Christian and he really heavily reliant on Christian iconography, he can be used by the Christians to promote their faith. Because what happened that Jordan Peterson, especially back in the days, you know, in 2060 and 80 or something around like that, he was extremely popular with young men especially, but young people in general. And since he really talks a lot about religion and just the importance of having faith and such, religious groups really thought that it's just a pure benefit for them. Because Jordan Peterson promotes the faith and promotes churches and Catholicism really much, a lot. And that's why, you know, lots of religious groups were extremely happy because of it, and they were accepting Jordan Peterson with open arms, even though they pretty much disagree with him on everything. That's not really a problem because he's openly a Christian and he brings in a lot of young people to the church and to the faith. So, you know, it's a win. So they're not going to turn down that. So that's why a lot of religious group just attached to the Jordan Peterson brand, and they're just started to promote him, even though he's not really a Christian. So that's how the myth of, you know, Jordan Peterson, the Christian icon or something like that, just spread around, because a lot of people who did not really listen to him, who did not really listen to the debates what he had, just accepted that, yeah, Jordan Peterson is this Christian guy who is doing that. No. If you actually listen to any debate what he had, he's a deist. He is this abstract form of God believer. So yes, he's not an atheist. So yeah, it's really hard to explain and really hard to see, and especially hard because he himself refused to give a correct definition that what he believes in and why. He just refused to do that. So yeah, I was pretty much certain that this Jubilee thing where 20 atheists versus Jordan Peterson, yeah, it's just not going to work. Now, first and foremost, the reason why it wouldn't work, because Jordan Peterson is not a Christian to begin with, and this causes a lot of anomalies. You see, if you press Jordan Peterson about what he believes in, he's never given a straight answer, ever, in his entire life. And I think recently he made an interview with the Cosmic Skeptic, as far as I know, that's the name of the channel. And he made, well, not really a debate, more like an interview thing with him. And he actually managed to get out a lot of details about Jordan Peterson's faith. And this was the first time when we actually heard that Jordan Peterson literally said that he believes that Jesus Christ was risen from the dead. Yes, after years of public appearance and years of being a religious figure, this was the first time that he actually said in real life that yes, he believes that Jesus Christ actually resurrected in real life. So, yeah, you can see the problem already. So, in a Jubilee format like this, that when you have a really strict time limit and just talk a couple of seconds even for people, and you have Jordan Peterson who refused to answer even the most basic religious questions, yeah, I really don't know that how can that work at all. Jordan Peterson by default is not a person for this kind of debate formats, because this debate, it's not even a debate, it's just this quick back and forth between two persons. You have a really strict time limit, and the person in the middle gives the team. And that means that the guys can only react to it, and then if that discussion derails even a little bit, cannot really finish your chain of thought at all. So yeah, you cannot have a deep philosophical discourse. You cannot really make good points or have a chain of thought finished. It's pretty much just a quick back and forth where you just had to try to score some big gotchas fast and call it the end of the day. And yeah, it's just not a really good format at all for getting each other's worldview. It's just a good format to get clickable short videos and gotcha moments. And yeah, basically that's the whole idea between this Jubilee format. And yeah, for me that's quite annoying, but yeah, I guess some people like it. And that is why, for example, people like Ben Shapiro or Charlie Kirk really excel in these kind of things, because they do this all day. They talk with people and they interact with these kind of arguments back and forth, and with some quick and catchy one-liner, they defeat the opponent and it's going to go viral and such. And this Jubilee setup is tailor-made for them. Now, Jordan Peterson is not this guy. Jordan Peterson is not this guy who is just having these quick gotcha moments. And yes, I know that he had some before, but it's not his style. So it was more like he was a thoughtful guy who have really interesting chains of thoughts, and he just sits down and just engages with the arguments and making some philosophy about it. So it's just this laid down, calm and long thinking process what he's doing. And this format is really, really not good for that. So yeah, he was invited for a form of debate which is not good for him, which is not suitable for him, in a topic where he refuses to give answer. It was like this for years. So, what kind of content we expected to see? I mean, I expected exactly what ended up happening. And that was that Jordan Peterson refused to give answer even the most basic questions, like, if you would live in Nazi Germany, would you save Jews? That was the question. Yeah. I mean, that's, and he refused to answer that because, he went to this, that I would never lie, and, like a lie absolutist, that no matter what kind of situation I am in, will never lie because lying will not make anything better. I mean, and his opponent just pointed out that, yes, this is exactly what happens in many situations. For example, in tyranny and such, you sometimes have to lie to save someone, and, an altruistic way. And he made this kind of comment that, yeah, at that point you already made so many mistakes and so many lies that that now at this point you only have lying, and that's your ruin, that's your fault. And yeah, it's just so ridiculous, it's just so bad that, he doesn't realize that essentially in this hypothetical, he was put in the shoes of Schindler, from Schindler's List. If you don't know the story, Schindler actually saved a lot of Jews in a way that, Jews were taken away to concentration camps, and to stop that, Schindler made a ammo factory, And everybody who worked in the animal factory, and Schindler could prove that he's an essential worker, would not taken away to be killed. Because you know, they are essential workers, and therefore they are going to spare it, and they are not going to kill him. So Schindler essentially lied about every single person. So he tried to hire as many people as possible to create ammo for the Nazis. Of course, he actually sabotaged the working process as well, so he did not create any ammo at all in the end, but saved a lot of lives by lying constantly. He did nothing else, just lie to save the Jewish lives. And of course, that's a really inspiring story, and you can see in movie the Schindler's List. And you know, that was Schindler's List. You know, the essential workers who are on the list were not taken away by the Nazis, because Schindler lied that these are essential workers in his factory, and therefore they cannot be taken away. Now, this situation is what Jordan Peterson said, that he wouldn't be in this situation because he bloody well would do anything to avoid it. But it just shows that how ridiculous this thing was, what he just ranted immediately. How, yeah, it's just why? Why you have to do this? Why you have to say this? Why you cannot simply say that, yes, there are circumstances when lying is literally save somebody's life, and that's the right thing to do in every objective manner. Yeah, lying sometimes can be good. And yes, we are not talking about living in lie and something in some form of abstract way. Just simply accept that we are not this absolutist, that no, you cannot lie even if that's your life depends on it, or even your family's life depends on it. You're not going to tell a lie at all. Never, never, ever. Come on. Why are you doing this? You wouldn't be Schindler in Nazi Germany. You literally said that. You wouldn't be Schindler. Because Schindler lied a lot. And with his lying, he saved hundreds or even thousands of Jews from horrible death. Oh boy. All right. So it seems like my flashlight actually went out. I thought I still have charge. Oh boy. Not as bad. I have a spare one. So, at least something. Yeah, I have this one. Okay. It's not that strong. You know, it's just simply to go home. If it's ever goes down like this. But yeah, I did not expect to get out of charge. It was still at 9%. So yeah, I would say that it's not a lot. 9% is not a lot, but when I checked it was still working. But yeah, it's just boy. Okay. Great. So I guess I go home like this.